Several past secretaries of state have actually said in recent years that the greatest threat to national security is our own federal debt. Do you agree with that, sir?
I do, sir. We don't want a military that just breaks the bank, but at the same time, we cannot solve this debt problem on the backs of our military alone.
All right, I could just imagine former Senator, former Debt Commission co-chair Alan Simpson doing a quick jig on that one. He joins us now on the phone. Senator, there's a guy, top military guy, is saying our debt threatens our national security. What'd you think of that?
Well, you can't do a quick jig when you've got a bum knee and you're 85, but he is absolutely correct, and he's saying the same thing that Admiral Mullen said. Nobody's going to try to break down the Defense Department, but let me tell you, take a look at that study that they tried to hide in the Defense Department about a month ago. They dug that baby up. I mean, there's enough stuff in there to get at anything you want in the way of money without harming our ability to respond militarily in the most powerful way, and we've got to get into that damn budget, that's for sure. But, you know, John the Baptist wandering in the wilderness, eating wormwood and gall is nothing compared to me, except I don't have the hair and the beard he did.
All right, but you do like grasshoppers, I understand. So let me,
that's true.
Let me ask you, though, Senator, do you worry about what your colleagues are doing now in Washington in an earnest effort to repeal Obamacare and some of the, you know, huge expenses surrounding it? They're doing it in a way that Rand Paul at least says will worsen the deficit. They're using a budget measure, some call a gimmick, to get rid of this thing, but it's going to make deficits worse, debt worse. What do you think?
I think that's true, but I have great faith in the chairman there without being provincial. Senator Mike Enzi of Wyoming is chairman of the Budget Committee. He's the only person that I believe that has ever served in that capacity, or maybe the Senate, who is an accountant, a CPA. He's coming with reconciliation. It's a big name, but it simply means you can get just a majority vote on budget issues. The other stuff they can filibuster. So it'll move it fast, but I just think there's a big mistake without doing repeal, without replace right behind it. I wouldn't separate them for very long. I'd keep them together because one impacts the other. You can't get rid of the taxes and then hope to reduce the cost. I mean, you've got to get with it.
Yeah, you know, we're getting word now, sir, that Steve Mnuchin, Donald Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary, is set for his confirmation hearing before the Finance Committee on January 19th, in other words, the day before the inauguration. He is among those who have advocated in the Trump White House to be that tax cuts for the upper income be revenue neutral. In other words, that they not necessarily be meaning more money for the well-to-do. That they might be simpler, they might be lower in the full sense, but that deductions and limitations on those will offset that. How do you feel about that?
I just think that there's a big mistake without dealing with all the things that you have followed so beautifully through the years. The fact that in this budget horror we're going through, the fact is still the case that we're not dealing with two-thirds of the American budget because of the clatter and the clamor of the special groups, and that is the cost of health care. Forget the nastiness of it, calling it Obamacare, forget that, and the solvency of Social Security, where you can't even change the cost of living index or the AARP will tear your shorts off. We're in a tough situation, and the big gut stuff is not being touched at all, and won't be.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right, at least so far. Alan Simpson, Happy New Year, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Same to you, Neil. You betcha.
All right, Alan Simpson.